Right, welcome back to the channel, and I'm going to be attacking this lower piece today, and it's not going to be as bad as the other side. It looks like it might be a little bit easier in places, but probably still a pain in the arse in other places. And I found more holes today as well, digging around. It just look like it's a never-ending project, this thing. So I can cut along here and get rid of the surplus of that. So, and I might as well, because that is going to go on. And just if I've said before, this is the wrong panel. This is for an older model because I couldn't get anything to fit on this, which is the right panel. So hopefully that, I'll beat this out in a minute with the plastic hammer and my sandbag. Give that a smash out. Hopefully can get that somewhere near. I'm going to put a couple of lines on there when I can find a Sharpie. Right. I'm debating whether to just rasher that piece off along there, and hopefully I have enough material left before I can find the tape. I don't want to go hacking it off and making myself more work when I don't have to. So to the underside of that, about 70. Yeah. So we'll take the grinder out, we'll trim that bit off there, and then we'll offer it back up again. Ah, that was it. I remember now. This bit has got a lazy radius, and I have made up a bar, so I need to dress that over the bar, and that'll create that effect there, because this is tight and that's lazy. So okay. It might help stretch that round there, so find the also, because this bit doesn't seem too badly rusty here, just like a little tiny bit of surface, I could maybe save myself a bit of time. Alright, let's find the old bit I can put in my vise, which I can see it there. Just going to whip this bit off the end, don't really need that. Right, I'm pretty sure my camera just turned off when I was cutting this out, so I've cut that bit out, that goes on there, that will infill that. I might need to mark that a bit better now actually. That top bit. Okay. Yeah, so that fits in there, so it does need a slight bit of trimming. But are we worried about that yet? Not quite. And this bit in here is going to need cleaning up. So I'll find me wire wheel and we'll give that a clean. Okay, it's a bit of a bad angle. I need to get the camera eye, but I can't really. This is the offcut of this piece what was here. This bit needs repairing here, so I thought, well, I can use that. And we can post that in there. That's not bad. We cut it out a little bit further. Right, let's trim that little bit out then. Oh, these batteries are rubbish. Right, okay, so I've clamped that back up. I've actually pushed the battery into there, so I can try and mark that line. I need to clamp something on there. We have another clamp to hand. Cool. I just want to mark that and then mark the inside. And I've got a pen. I've been this terrible pen. I've got that one. Bit better. That's that bit. Right. Okay, let's trim that up and get that welded in. Right, let's tack that up. It looks like it will just dress in. Okay, finished welding along that. There's a bit of a gap there. Cock that up and alright, so put a bit of aluminium, put that behind that gap. Ooh, right, okay, so finish that lower piece off and I'm going to attack some of these little bits on the back here for the time being. Try and do this bit here and there's some bits like that in. And I've had a busy week this week trying to repair the other car of mine which is outside, so I might put a couple of shots in to show you what I've been doing, but it was so windy outside we just ended up doing it and not recording it, so I'm going to get on, cut these bits out and then make new pieces. Got the pieces we've cut off, so we can hopefully we'll cut out a piece, make it a touch longer, and then piece in that piece. I mean, you could replace the whole panel, but for the sake of these small little bits and going along and cleaning some of this up, you know, like some other bits are gonna patch up or cut little holes out. But let's get to making that piece. Okay, so I didn't have to cut a bit out. I found an offcut which is a little bit longer, so we can mark it up. I'll trim it down a bit. Okay. Right, I'm just going to trim that off. Find some straight. Okay, so that's one fold. Not sure. I'll be able to. I'll be able to do one of these folds in my hand thing. I might have to do the other one, or do we do the other one first? Put one fold in it with my hand folder, and then see if we can get the other one to go in it. Might have to mark it up the other way, but let's go and do that. Right, and these are quite tight folds. So the line I have on here, we want that really tight. So even though my pen marks are massive, some up there. Pretty square according to what I've just marked there, so fold that up square. Won't be too bad if it's a little bit out. I can use the like clamps and mole grips to pull it down. So that's that far. Okay, so this is just our one fold so far. It's not bad, but now the top marks are out ever so slightly. So of course it's dirt enough. But am I going to have to mark that? Because that will not go in my folder now, so we'll probably have to use the vise and a hammer. force that over. Like the back side of that, we'll trim it off that way, and then we'll punch some holes in it. Actually, so I want to be that side of the line, don't I? Oh, right, dress that up a little bit. I can tidy it up. There's a little bit left on there, and because of the angle of it I can't quite get it, but I can skim that up when it's on the car. So I'm going to straighten that, punch some holes in it, and then see if it needs a little bit more addressing. Okay, so we've all seen the hole punch. I'm going to put some holes in there. Looks like it's going to be just on the edge. That's no good really, but it doesn't really matter because I can fill it up with weld and you'll never see it, and then I'll clean it off anyway. Take a little bit off the end. Cool. So if you really, I mean, I'm pretty sure from memory there is a cover that goes on there, hence the holes, and I think there is one missing now. So it must have, that's probably where the rust was, and that's where it started from. I should imagine that was, there must have been a hole there. Yeah. So cool. Get you a bit closer. So there you go, that is all repaired. So might do these two bits now, get that and that done. The lower pieces will be easier. These lower pieces down here will be easier when the car's off of this, and so I'm going to get on, repair those, and see what we can do with that. Right, so we've got a tiny hole here, but we need to cut this out. This bit up here is alright. I'm not sure I'm going to... This bit comes along and then comes up to a completely different shape. So, might have to come up with something for that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Might have to make a piece up and then just dress this around a bit until I can get it somewhere near. So I think if we attack this bit first, it's got a slight little upturn on it. Okay, right, so we have a piece of material. I have no pen again. There we go. Pen. Oh. Okay. Oh, I need to chew that out and then just put a fold line in there to represent that. So let's get to doing that. Oh, I picked up the wrong bit. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Right, not the final mark, but I'll just to trim a bit more of that off. Oh, typical. Right, let's see where we lie with that. Right, let's just take that a little bit out, might help it sit in the right place. Or not. Right, hopefully, on final sand, we'll be almost there. Right, I think this bit is going to take a little while, so I'm going to go and play with some bits and get that bit in there, and then I can clean all this up in one. So, I don't even know where to start with that yet, because it is two shapes. It goes along and then tucks in round. Right, let's go and cut and... is that... I think that's a straight line. Right, let's go and cut that bit anyway. Alright, so this is half of what we've got so far. Just a touch off there. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Draw that out and then do it in two pieces, I should imagine. Right. Chop that out and that'll be my other half. That's not too bad, hopefully. Fire out the welding set, bollocks up. weld that up. A little bit gappy, but we can make that work. Alright, and there we go. This is that bit all cleaned up and all repaired. I'm quite happy with that. I'll say, as we've got a trim going on here as well, and then you have the bit of rubber going around to seal the boot. I might tidy this up just a little bit more, and this will just probably get a little tiny piece of filler. It does feel like it needs just a touch, a knock down there, just slightly. There's a bit of a difference. Maybe just a touch of filler in there, but yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. So we've done that bit and we did this. Ooh. Alright, so again, so here we go. This is this bit all cleaned up, and it's a little bit, I could just put a touch of filler in there just to make it look pretty good, but this is going to have a piece of rubber on, and then to the inside, and then we did this piece as well, which is not too bad. And also at the beginning part of the video we did this lower piece here, so that's it. So that's it for this week. Bit of a short video this week because I have been dealing with another car outside on my driveway, and the weather was that bad I just didn't film it because it was blowing a hoolie out there. So I literally got on with doing the Mini. So those of you who've been watching the channel know that I built a Mini pickup before this, and then when this came along, the Mini kind of got finished off a little bit different to what I was going to do. So maybe in the future, once I've done this rusty heap, we may bring the Mini back in here and do some more mods on that. So and there's some various things I wouldn't mind doing to that. So yeah, so like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.